Oh, this is so much fun. This is where I get to do one of those, I told you so. You see, one of the advantages of fixing cameras for 20 years and not pimping and shilling stuff and having no affiliate links, all of that together, lets me say stuff like, I was right to begin with and I told you so. There are still some disingenuous YouTube shills that are pushing this thing, but as anybody will verify, I've said that since day one, I've had my hands on this camera twice. I only could call one time usage, got to use it for half an hour, that this camera is a turd muffin. This is the Hasselblad X1D. By the way, Hasselblad doesn't exist anymore. Yeah, the camera company Hasselblad is gone. The name exists because the Chinese bought it. So there we have that. Now here you can see that the camera is half off. In Europe, right now is $2,500 off in the United States. I got sent this by a friend. I said since day one that this camera was a turd muffin. That's one of my favorite things to say. Repeat it to me, turd muffin. And that's exactly what it is. It's oddly enough, I got two links below. Yeah, let me get to the main point. The people that love everything, the camera store, you know, the Canadian people, and I got nothing against them at all. They love everything. Love everything. Canadians are not known to be negative, but when they reviewed this camera some time ago, they did everything but call it a POS in their review. Also, too, there's a really good video by a product photographer. It's called Photo-G. He's a really tall dude. I think he's Serbian or Yugoslavian. I'll put his video below. He actually tells you why this camera is a POS. And he loves the GFX, by the way. But yeah, I said this since day one, this camera sucks. It's still, even though they fixed a lot of the stuff with firmware, there's a lot of stuff that can't be fixed. A lot of people think that you can like fix anything in a camera with firmware. And that is some epic nonsense, by the way. The main issue that the camera has a lot of issues. It's got serious shutter lag. You sit there and press the shutter release, and then like, and then the second thing is the geometric bokeh, like all the way open. This thing has, with its lenses, has horrific bokeh. Since it is a leaf shutter, which has its advantages, you can't stick adapted lenses on it and do flash photography. You also can't use it with a bellows since it has no shutter in it. The only reason people really like the idea of this camera is because it's really tiny and compact, and it is that. It's kind of like a hyper overpriced point and shoot camera with a medium format sensor in it. It just does not let the GFX is 1,000 times better. It's made better, far more adaptable. It's a true professional photographer's medium format camera. You see, they can't give this camera away right now. I mean, we're not talking about 30% off. We're talking about half off. And remember those YouTube people that are pimping this as like the best thing since sliced bread? And the fact that I said since day one that this camera sucks? Well, this camera does suck. They can't give it away. They just slashed it in half. They just knocked $2,500 off of it on B&A. The camera sucks. Okay? It does. It sucks. It would actually be a pretty neat tool if it... well, the lenses still have issues. I mean, that horrible geometric, depending on the shutter blade count, octagonal, etc. bokeh is just horrible. Shutter lag, horrible. There's no mech shutter in it. It's buggy. They fixed some of the bugs. So, there we go. Everybody said I was full of it when I said that this camera was a piece of poo and it would go over like a lead balloon. Other than the disingenuous people on YouTube, some of the people that were shilling this thing, oh my God, you got to get it, it's great. No, I told you it was junk. Yeah, so there we go with that. Once again, I did do one of these every month or so. I'm going to call it the I told you so video. So, congratulations to Hasselblad, a company that does not exist anymore and is owned by the Chinese. Congratulations on producing this epic fail of a camera that you've had to reduce by half. And, yeah, tells you something right there. Yeah. Get a GFX if you want a medium format camera. Either that or do like I'm doing. I mean, I have the GFX already. You know, wait for the rangefinder version, which is going to be pretty cheap. Yep. Nice going, Hasselblad. Wait, I should stop calling it the Hasselblad. Hasselblad is just a name. Back in the day where there was these really neat sewing machines, they're called Singer sewing machines, and you know the company basically got destroyed by the Chinese and cheap other brands, and so the Chinese brought the name Singer. And everybody's like, "Oh my God, it's a Singer." It's like, no, it's just the name of the company. The Chinese bought it. It's the same thing with Hasselblad. People don't seem to get that. Don't buy this thing. But I said that since day one. Or buy whatever makes you happy. Because either way, I don't make a dime. Here we go. Good going, Hasselblad. I should say, good going, anonymous Chinese conglomerate. There we go. That's more accurate. Accuracy is important.